Good evening, and welcome to Rounds True Value Hardware. It is January 14th, 2025. This is the last full month we will be doing business. February will be our retirement and clearance sale, and we will be gone forever. Our hard closing date is probably going to be the 26th of February, 2025. Rounds True Value Hardware has been going since 1960, with a few months off when Dad was burned out in Melrose in 1965. But we've been operating continuously, and since 1980, 7 days a week, 52 weeks out of the year, for several decades. And that's all coming to an end. Brother Bruce Round and Bill Round are going to be retiring. The building has been sold, and the store is being liquidated. The business model that we pursue here of merchandise in depth and breadth and service with a smile, that sort of stuff, that business model is a bit long in the tooth for this decade, and it's probably best faced with $20 minimum wage, with compulsory benefits, with taxes and overhead getting to the point where it's difficult to turn a buck. It's difficult to make a buck, as dear old Dad would say. So anyway, this is a good time for us to go. The real estate market is at a high point. We could get out of here in fairly quick time, and then we'll be gone. No matter how many people tell us how much they'll miss us and how much they loved us, they're not the ones who have to get up early in the morning and stay around here late until night and answer the alarm codes and everything else. So that will all be behind us, and we'll be on to the next part of our lives, and people will figure out what they have to do. My mother died in 1986, and she had spent decades before that saying, "Bill Round, you will miss me when I'm gone." And I used to think that she was ridiculous. But when she died, I realized that, yes, indeed, I did miss my mother a great deal when she died. And perhaps our customers will be the same way, but I've become cynical in my old age, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, this is a video record of Rounds True Value. Just walking around before the place really gets stripped and we go into deep discounts and move things out of the way. The store is getting a little bit long in the tooth. It's a little bit dusty. The fixtures are 45 plus years old. There are sections of carpeting that would be that old. It's an old-time, old-school hardware store, and I think that is part of its charm. Within a few weeks, however, a lot of this stuff is going to be stripped, and the character of the store will change. Right now it's shoppable. Right now people could come in and usually get what they need. It is shocking that we've been taking the inventory down over the past couple of months, and we haven't had to say, no, we don't have that, very often. So maybe this is a testament to being overstocked, but overstocked in one sense is too much and too many dollars sitting on too many shelves. But when people come in, you need to have it right then and there. You can't say, I'll have it for you tomorrow or next week or the next day, because the standards that people expect would be Amazon same-day delivery. That defines retailing today. It's probably apt that I start talking at the service desk at Rounds Hardware. Here's an old rubber mallet that dear old Dad used to use to put windows and screens back together. This is a piece of steel. It's an anvil that Dad used to use. I believe that came along with the old store. And this is a putty knife that Dad used to use. Dad died 3 years ago. And he used to walk around with a putty knife, a screwdriver, and a pocket knife for his entire business life. And he would go to the airport, and they would take these things away from him, and they'd put him through security once, and then twice, and then 3 times. And one time, they had him go through 3 times. They took a putty knife, a screwdriver, and a pocket knife. He may have beeped one more time, maybe not. But once he got on the plane, he reached into his pocket, he found another pocket knife. So at least on that flight, there was one well-armed hardware store guy made it through the TSA, and that was Dad's thing. So anyway, we would cut our keys here, we'd do windows back here, we sold off the workbench that Bruce put together a couple of years ago. We used to lay out, say, drainage fitting setups for customers who had leaky kitchens, and we used to do that 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day on a Saturday. People used to do their own plumbing that way. Not so much anymore. If something leaks beneath the kitchen sink, the first person who gets called would be a plumber, and they go, and whatever it is, they just cut it out and put in something new. People don't gather up the junky parts, bring them down to the hardware store and line them up and get the replacements, go back and install them. Those days are pretty much gone. What else? Glass. We still sell glass. We still cut glass. It's coming to the point, though, where people, if they have a broken window, they call up 1-800, get a replacement window installed for $99 a month for the next 10 years. It's just another case of components that used to be replaced and are now, they've become modules. People don't fix faucets anymore. They cut the faucet out and have the plumber put in a new one. The faucet leaks, they cut it out and put a new faucet in. If the window breaks, they take the window wood sash out and they put in a vinyl replacement window. We still do some glass cutting. There's still some people who like the old wood windows. There are people who use the glass that we sell for picture frames and such. But it's one of those things that's not seen around too much anymore. Keys. We have several hundred key blanks up here, but in reality, about 10 key blanks take care of 85 to 95% of our business, and the rest would be show. There are some keys that were very popular years ago, and now they are not popular. It was once very common to cut an H50 double-sided Ford key blank. I remember when I was young cutting several of those a day. Now they go into antique cars. We've priced them accordingly, of course. But at some point in the not too distant future, cars will not have keys at all. In fact, houses may not have keys at all. So once the most lucrative thing you could do in a hardware store, cutting keys, it's conceivable that a hardware store would not have keys in the not too distant future. Well, anyway, I think that's it for the service desk for the moment, and I think we'll move and reconvene someplace else. Thank you very much.